Who's it gonna be? Oh yeah, there's my bitch.
Remember, the ball must travel 10 yards. It's loose. Mud Dogs football.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Everybody for Philadelphia 76. What's up, everybody? Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, headed home. 2:30 in the afternoon. I am Audi 5000. There you go. There's the thumbnail. There you go. Stay tuned. Anyway, what's up? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. If you're doing fantasy football this year, make sure you draft some Pittsburgh Steelers running back. Find out who. I like the rookie, obviously. Find out the starter. Just grab yourselves a Steelers running back. Don't have to be first few rounds. First round. Maybe second round, third round. You want to get a Steeler running back. He went on and on for 25 minutes about the New York Jets running game and their lack thereof, and he's right. Again, this is what I tell everybody when it comes down to the Dallas Cowboys. You really want to be successful? You really want to turn Dak around in the postseason? Then find a running game. Shorty, you want to be successful? Run the damn football, okay? It's funny. You know, I know we went and got George Pickens. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. Sorry, I was sneezing. Plenty of opportunity to score points in the Dallas offense. But in order to make the game easy for everybody, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for stats, right? If you run the football. I'm not saying maybe as much as the Birds run the football, but run the damn football, right? The problem with Dallas is you're not going to get a running game necessarily with Dak Prescott like the Eagles get with Jalen Hurts. Backs are split. He drops back. He's looking. He takes off. Hurts around the outside. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! I hurt myself. Sorry, everybody. Jalen Hurts. I dropped it. Sorry. Yeah, so you're not going to get that from Dak Prescott. That's just the way it is. You ain't going to get that type of dynamic running ability. That definitely makes that makes things a little easier to maneuver in when you have that running threat. That's why, I would really have a sit down with Dak Prescott and tell him that we are going to be given some series to. Now, they didn't do it last year, but maybe Joe Milton might get a couple series, maybe a goal line. Joe Milton's big boy. Put him in at the goal line. A little tush-push action, huh? That interior offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe we get a little tush-push action. A little Texas tush. A little Texas tush-push. I don't know. I know I'm being funny, but, wouldn't it be funny if Dallas became good at the tush-push? The team who voted against it, Jerry, he goes into that locker room, he's like, well, it's like circumcising a mosquito. I don't have the patience to jack with you today. Jerry Jones goes in there and tells the boys, learn the tush-push, do it. And if Dak, you're not man enough to do it, then bring in big boy. You want somebody with a low center of gravity, though. That's my thing. I don't know if Joe Milton will be good at the tush push. Joe Milton might just be better at a quarterback sneak, a little delay, off tackle, smash it in there. But you need a running game. You need a running game. Jadon Blue is going to be more of a gadget guy year one. He ain't a 3-down, nowhere near a 3-down guy. You see the New Orleans Saints just cut Xavier, I forget, I don't know how to say his last name, Valladay? Dude's got some explosion. I'm surprised they're cutting him. You know, Dallas has been linked to Breece Hall. We don't need a Breece Hall now with Jadon Blue. You know, we shall see. But again, I think Dallas needs to focus on running the ball this training camp. Make it easier for Dak. That'll open up the seams for the tight ends. That'll open it up. The 2 stud receivers. Make life a lot easier. If not, you're asking for problems. And none other than Aaron Rodgers has come out and said what a shit show the running game with the New York Jets was. That's why I find it funny. You know, you got George Kittle, the tight end for the Bang Bang 49er gang. George Kittle's talking shit, right? George Kittle's talking shit about Robert Saleh is going to bring the hurt back. Was there really any hurt with the Jets? I mean, can you go back home? I guess he'll be a decent coordinator. He's got less to work with than he did the last time he was with the Bang Bang 49er gang. But Robert Saleh was the head guy who got fired because of no running game. He's a defensive guy. That's why I am more excited about having Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach. He, of all people, knows. His father. You remember what they did with the Chiefs? Christian Okoye. Maybe we can get a little Hunter Lepke action, because Hunter Lepke's a big boy. Maybe we can get a little Hunter Lepke action running the football instead of trying to run his ass out of town. We pretty much know that Deuce Vaughn is probably not long for the team, Mark Hutchinson, and it is what it is. It's not the worst thing. Deuce Vaughn is probably not long for this league, or the Dallas Cowboys. He'll probably end up with the New Orleans Saints. You watch, and he'll be good. Who knows? You may go back to Philly, like Darren Sproles behind that offensive line, and then I'll be laughing because I told everybody I like Deuce Vaughn. But again, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over Deuce Vaughn. We do got Jadon Blue, and more explosive individual. So again, we're good, but you know, run the ball, Dallas. That's the idea. I mean, we sit here 1 month away from the start of training camp, and we got a nitpick of what's happening. Who's yet going to be signed? Who's going to be signed, right? Still bright. Dallas needs to sign Micah. You know they're going to wait for training camp. At some point, the training camp is going to cost even more, but it's really not a matter of the money at this point. If they were worried about the money, Dallas would have signed them long ago. I'm more interested to see if they're willing to make some player swaps this year. You know, I'm just interested to see if they're going to be doing some player swaps, because instead of cutting a guy, we have a lot of offensive linemen. Maybe we could flip, you know, for maybe D tackles. You know, we got edge rushers. Maybe we could flip one for a D tackle. You know, I don't think they're going to do much. I think Ultra Cowboy's right. I don't think they're going to do much with the cornerback. I think their only real move, you know, they brought somebody in from the UFL. I think it'll be Stephon Gilmore, if anything. We're hearing that Stephon Diggs is nearing he's eyeing up week 1. Bland's looking great right now. Kaiir Elam, they say, is looking great. Again, everybody's looking great. But you'll know if they start scaring. I would be looking for trades, player for player. Why cut them when you could trade and give somebody a shot? That's what I would be looking to do. I don't think Dallas is going to bring in any high-end talent at the cornerback. Well, you're not really going to pay that much now anyway. I think Dallas has allotted enough draft capital. They need just a veteran. That's why I think Gilmore makes way too much sense to bring in as an insurance. Look, we're here. Bland is working outside and a lot in the slot. We hear he's the best slot corner in the league, and people think that's a bad thing. Again, Bland had all of his stats on the outside, the extra interception returns and the pick six. But he may be a better slot guy. And when you're a good slot guy, that means you can play the inside or the outside. You're very athletic. To find a good slot guy is not easy, everybody. That's why losing Jordan Lewis would seem to be an issue. But it quickly went out and got Kyrie Elam. Don't forget about the human seatbelt. That was a bust last year because of injury and not being ready to go. The light didn't come on fast enough. So, Kalen Carson. They have a lot of options. Israel Mukwamu. They have Josh Butler, albeit they're coming back from an ACL. They have options, but I think we'd all agree that we would be happy with another corner. But I think defensive tackle is the blinding light. You want to bring in another veteran or somebody with a little more juice to maybe, just to give a little bit of breathing room, at the one technique. We got plenty of three techs. We've got plenty of defensive ends. Shit, if it goes as good as I think it might go, maybe you look to trade one of them. I mean, I don't think they're going to do that because of the injury, how injury-riddled we were last year. This is going to be a year like it was 2 years ago, where we were so deep and we did not take advantage of it and win playoff games. We choked against the Green Bay Packers. I think that's what you're looking at. Now, we got a harder schedule this year, but everybody's got a harder schedule. So, look at it from that perspective. But just a programming update, everybody. Programming update. Primetime Phil is not feeling good. We will not be having a live stream tonight. So I may do a late night live stream. Stay tuned. Make sure your bell notifications are on. Make sure that your bell notifications are on. I may do a late night live stream. Late night game time live stream. I could do one tomorrow morning as well. But we'll see how I feel. Again, it could be tonight. It could be tomorrow morning. I know I got to work on that video too that I promised about the Dallas Cowboys. So I don't want to guarantee that I'll do one tonight. Maybe I'll do the live tonight and work on the video in the morning. Either way, or you'll get 2 items tomorrow, and then we're gearing up for Wednesday's live stream. So that is the deal. If you want to be a part of the Zoom call, you got to join the Game Time Brian Zoom crew. It's $4.99 a month. That allows you all the links to join in anytime you want. I think that's a deal. I do at least 3 channel member Zooms a week. Sometimes you're available. Sometimes I'll do them in the afternoon. I try and be flexible to get everybody involved. But that being said, we're going to call it. Again, put in the comments, what do you think? What do you think about our Aaron Rodgers and him being embarrassed about the Jets running game? And I kind of think if you're a fantasy football player, take the rookie out of Iowa. Man, I think he's going to have I think he could be very good in Pittsburgh. Just a little fantasy football advice. They're going to try to run the football. Again, you ain't going to go with a 41, 42-year-old quarterback and try and pass the balls as much. Yeah, you went out and got DK Metcalf, but you lost George Pickens. So, we shall see. But anyway, I'll talk to everybody later, possibly tonight. Late.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of people gonna be sleeping like I don't know what. You gonna sleep, and then we gonna creep. Right? Everybody talking about Washington. Everybody talking about Philadelphia. And then the Cowboys got the hardest schedule we ever seen. Oh my God, this is about to be. Oh my God, oh my God. No. What y'all are trying to do when you're saying all of that is create this fear and anxiety. But what I saw today was what I needed to see, so I can tell you that shit ain't gonna work. Because I saw a man that's trying to grab all of this opportunity.